Tonight, someone is going to send you an invitation, a party, a dinner, a group trip you have no real interest in taking. And the moment you read it, something strange happens inside you. You feel relief, not because you're going, because you were asked. Then, almost immediately, a second feeling arrives: dread. You already know you don't want to go. You can picture the small talk, the noise, the hours you'll spend performing energy you don't have. You will probably say yes anyway, or you'll say no, and then spend the rest of the night quietly checking to see what you missed. This contradiction feels personal, like a flaw unique to you. It isn't. It's one of the strangest patterns in human social behavior, and it's been hiding in plain sight for your entire life. You might assume this is simple social anxiety, but the real answer is much stranger. What you're feeling isn't fear of the event. It's two separate ancient systems in your mind, both firing at once, both trying to keep you alive in completely different ways. To understand why, you have to go back to a time when being left out of the group wasn't an inconvenience. It was a death sentence. For most of human history, survival depended almost entirely on group membership. A person alone on the savannah, without a tribe to share food, defend territory, or warn of predators, did not last long. Psychologist Roy Baumeister, along with Mark Leary, proposed something that became one of the most cited ideas in social psychology: the need to belong. Their research argued that the drive for social connection isn't a preference. It's a built-in survival mechanism, as fundamental as hunger or thirst. This is why an invitation, even to something you have zero interest in attending, still triggers a small hit of relief. Your mind isn't evaluating the party. It's evaluating your standing in the group. Being asked means you're still in. You still matter to the tribe. And for tens of thousands of years, that mattered more than almost anything else. But here's where it gets stranger. Wanting to belong and wanting to attend are not the same system. Consider what social exclusion actually does to the brain. Psychologist Kipling Williams spent years studying ostracism using a simple digital ball-tossing game called cyberball. Participants believed they were playing catch with other real people online. In reality, the game was programmed to slowly stop passing the ball to them. Nothing violent happened. No one insulted them. They were simply, quietly, left out. The results were dramatic. Brain imaging and follow-up studies, led by researchers including Naomi Eisenberger, showed that this small digital exclusion activated regions of the brain associated with physical pain. Being left out didn't just feel bad. To your nervous system, it registered as an injury. Now, flip that discovery around. If exclusion feels like physical pain, then inclusion, even the mere possibility of it, feels like relief from that pain. This is why you want the invitation, not because you want the party, because somewhere beneath conscious thought, your brain is still running code that equates being chosen with being safe. So why the dread? Why does the same invitation that comforts you also exhaust you before it even happens? This is where a second, completely separate system takes over: energy regulation. Your ancestors didn't just need the tribe, they needed to conserve resources within it. Constant socializing in a world of scarce calories and real physical danger was expensive. Every hour spent performing, negotiating status, or managing group dynamics was an hour not spent resting, hunting, or recovering. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar, known for his research on social group size and the cognitive cost of maintaining relationships, found that meaningful social bonds require ongoing mental and emotional investment. Humans, Dunbar argued, evolved to track an enormous web of relationships, favors owed, alliances, and reputations. This tracking isn't free. It draws on the same limited mental energy you use for every other demanding task in your day. This means your brain is constantly running a hidden cost analysis. Is this gathering worth the energy it will take? Will attending strengthen your position in the group or simply drain you for no real gain? When the invitation is to something low stakes, a casual hangout, a work event, a party where you'll mostly stand near the snacks, the cost often outweighs the benefit. Your energy system says no, even while your belonging system says yes. You end up caught between two ancient, well-intentioned parts of your own mind. One is shouting, "Stay visible, stay chosen, stay safe." The other is whispering, "Conserve, rest, this isn't worth it." Neither one is wrong. They're just answering different questions. There's a third piece to this puzzle, and it might be the strangest of all. Even when you decline the invitation, your mind doesn't fully elve. There's a third piece to this puzzle, and it might be the strangest of all. Even when you decline the invitation, your mind doesn't fully let go of it. This connects to a concept researchers call the fear of missing out, often shortened to FOMO. Studies on the phenomenon, including work published by Andrew Przybylski and colleagues at Oxford, found that FOMO isn't simply jealousy. It's rooted in unmet psychological needs, particularly the same need for belonging identified decades earlier. People who scored higher on measures of unfulfilled social needs were significantly more likely to compulsively check what others were doing, even during activities they claimed to enjoy. This explains the second wave of discomfort you feel after saying no. You're not just imagining the party. You're monitoring your position in a group you technically opted out of. Did they notice you weren't there? Did something happen that shifts the group's dynamic without you? Your mind keeps a seat reserved at a table you chose not to sit at, because letting go of that seat entirely would mean risking your place at every future table too. None of this means you're broken or antisocial or bad at relationships. It means you're running software built for tribes of 50 people, tested in a world of constant, immediate danger. And you're now applying that software to birthday parties and group chats and optional after-work drinks. The mismatch isn't a personal failure. It's a timing problem. Your body still calculates social risk the way it did when the wrong decision could mean exile. But the modern world rarely punishes a missed invitation the way the ancestral world would have punished exclusion from the group. Once you see the two systems clearly, the contradiction starts to make sense. The want-to-be-invited system is protecting your social survival. The don't-want-to-go system is protecting your limited energy. You're not indecisive. You're negotiating between two forms of self-preservation that evolved thousands of years apart, now running side by side in the same mind. So the next time an invitation arrives, and you feel that familiar split, the pull toward safety and the pull toward exhaustion pulling in opposite directions, you're not overthinking it. You're doing exactly what your mind was built to do. Tonight, someone sent you an invitation. And whether you go or stay home, some ancient part of you already got what it needed the moment your name was called.